Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal, and a question for Glenn. What annoys you most in this world? Number one is Arsenal, number two is technology. Absolutely annoying, like literally annoying. Start a show and it gets messed up, but thank you guys for coming on to this other show. The other one is cancelled, forget that it happened, and Zoom is back with me again. How are you?
I'm good. It happens, man. It happens to the best of us. So no worries, bro. I'm really looking forward to talking now about the actual squad. You know, the preferred starting 11. I want to get your thoughts. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's get right into
So,
it.
let's take it to the top a bit since it's a new video. So first question is, did the international break come at the right time in terms of players getting injured and players coming back for us? So do you think it came at the wrong time in terms of being last for very many weeks? Which one do you think?
Yeah, no, for sure it came at the right time. I mean, we needed these players to recover from COVID. We needed some players to recover from some injuries, impact injuries that we had no control over, like Thomas Partey with Robin Loftus-Cheek. Gabriel as well. You know, in a game that he's not really compelled to play in, the Olympics, for example, but it's a bit of an honor, so we had to be understanding and sympathize with him. And at the same time, we needed to bring in a right back, man. Like, it was imperative that we bring in a right back. So hopefully we get to see these guys come back. Thomas Partey coming back, and yeah, I think Lokonga as well, because hopefully we can see that pivot. It's really important that these guys got back, and also guys like I can't say Kina. Not everybody would understand Kina, but Aubameyang, Lacazette. You know, we needed them to come back and recover and get some match sharpness after the COVID illness, and apparently it affected Lacazette quite badly. We heard ahead of the Manchester City game. So yeah, man, it's good to see. It's good to see.
Awesome. So our fixture is actually against Norwich. For some reason, it was stacked up against Norwich because Norwich are actually 19th and we're 20th. They're only above us because they scored a goal and we haven't, and actually scored a penalty through Timo Pukki. So do you think Norwich are the perfect opponent for us right now? Would you have preferred a mid-table team, let's say Crystal Palace or Southampton or someone like that?
No, I know this sounds like I'm a relegation, like I'm a relegation club fan, but yeah, Norwich is a team that we needed to, uh, I think, play next, because if you draw any comparisons, for example, from their other games with Manchester City, the way they conceded, I think, 3 or 4 goals from the wings, from the flanks,
Yeah.
and that's primarily how we like to create chances as well. So hopefully now with a bit more incision, with a bit more maybe passing tempo that Thomas Partey can provide. I don't know if he's going to start, but yeah, hopefully we can replicate what Man City did to them. Get a clean sheet, score some goals, really raise the confidence.
Okay, so obviously we've played 3 games so far and we've lost all 3 of them, conceded 9 goals, scored none. What has frustrated you the most in those 3 games?
Just I just feel like the universe conspired against us. You know, so many factors came into play. In tactically, you know, squad wise, injury wise. You know, like it was just a very frustrating period because there's nothing we can do right now to address the difference in class between our second squad and our first squad. And yeah, that's, I think those 2 games versus Chelsea and Manchester City really brought that to light, you know. So um, that, I think that was the most frustrating thing, but also the fact that Arteta made a few tactical mistakes or maybe didn't necessarily do things that I expected him or wanted him to do tactically as well, also added on more insult upon injury. So yeah.
Do you think the fixtures were kind of unfair? Because you've pointed out things have been unfair on us. Do you think it has really been that unfair? Because let's be honest, Chelsea and City were Champions League finalists last season, and they probably beat a lot of people this season. So do you think the fixtures were a bit unfair on us, or do you think the Brentford game we should really have won it anyway?
I mean, for sure, I think the Brentford game we should have won it anyway. But the fixture list is what it is. And listen, many teams are going to lose to Chelsea. Many teams around us are going to lose to City. Many teams that were hopefully going to battle out for the top 6 positions are going to lose to those clubs. So I think there's not much shame in losing to some of our equal rivals for the Premier League. So this kind of stuff happens, and you have to take it into context. Arteta said the same thing. We have to take those defeats into context, but the belief is there. The players, if I'm a fan looking from the outside in, then I understand, the struggles that the squad had. Imagine how I would feel as a player. I'd have even more reason to believe that. So so I think these players are going to look at Norwich. They're going to be licking their lips, and they're going to be thinking, okay, we're going to really show you and the world what we can do and what we're going to be doing this season. So, but that is my optimistic side.
Don't you think Norwich are also looking at us like that? Like they're also licking their lips and they're like, this Arsenal team, we can finally show them what you can do.
No, I don't think so. I mean, of course, these are Premier League players. They're going to be confident.
Do you think they're generally afraid of Arsenal?
I don't know if there's generally afraid of this Arsenal side, but Daniel Farke, he talked about it today in his press conference. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but he spoke about it and he said, in the first, Arsenal is a very good club. They have a lot of very good players, international players, but they missed a lot of those players in the previous 3 games, and we're going to see a different side this time out. So hopefully a different side means a different performance.
Yeah, and Norwich, the good thing with playing them is the approach of the game. Like they played City with the 4-3-3. That is very brave. So they usually give you some chances in the game and stuff like that. So do you prefer, again, playing a team like Norwich, a team that will come for you? Do you think a team that sits back is better to face at a time like this? Because which one would you think we would struggle most against? The team that sits back or the team that attacks us? Because we can't even defend anyway.
No, I think it doesn't matter. I think it's either or, because if a team comes at us, then we want to see our team, have solutions for those problems. If a team defends and sits deep and makes it very hard to break them down, then you also want to know that our team has solutions with maybe, Martin Odegaard threading passes through, guys like Aubameyang and Lacazette taking their chances, Pepe and them creating chances as well, and some solidity on the counter-attack, because you want to see our defenders' recovery, when we do lose the ball, and that happens in the Premier League. So yeah, either or. You just want to know that our club is being well managed by Arteta, depending on the problems that are being posed to them. So yeah.
Okay, so I usually used to agree with everyone in terms of we are missing players, which is definitely a fact and everything. But I saw some worrying stats every single day since. Like we are not dominating anything at all. We are being dominated in every single category.
Yeah.
Be it possession, be it shots on target, shots faced, XG, XA, everything is up against us. Like we've conceded 55 shots. How worrying is that? And do you think that is because we've lacked midfielders? Or is it a worry with the defenders? Or is it the setup? What is it exactly? 55 shots in 3 games?
Yeah, listen, I think we need to be careful with these stats. I mean, if you lose the first 3 games and your goal difference is -9, of course everything is going to be. If you look at XG, they're going to point to those kind of results. But I think I'm not going to say this is a managerial problem. I'm not going to say this is Arteta's issue. He did mess up tactically in some situations, but a lot of that is down to the lack of impact that the players that have come in to replace the first team starters, they're players of our past. Rob Holding, Callum Chambers, Sead Kolasinac. We can't depend on these players anymore, and hopefully we don't have to again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very worrying stat. I know you'd say that, but I know the stats could be wrong, but there's a way to lose. You could lose 1-0, last minute shot from someone, and then by the time you lose 3 games, you've conceded maybe 20 shots at most. Because Norwich have lost 3 games, they've conceded 44 shots. Wolves have lost all 3 games, but they've had 57 shots. 57. We've not had that kind of. We had 0 shots basically against.
I know, but that's Norwich with their first team, right? That's
yeah.
Everybody else with their first team.
But even Arsenal being half team, don't you think we're still better than Norwich, even with half team?
No, clearly
not. We'll come to their squad later. We'll come to their squad later, and then you'll answer that question. So, Norwich have not beaten us at home since 1992. I'm pretty sure that is the first Premier League season they beat us at home in 1992. The last time they beat us at home. We've had some really good memories against them. Wilshire's probably the goal of the season that time, and probably one of Arsenal's best goals in Premier League history, maybe in the top 5. Giroud with the pass. Also, Ramsey's spectacular goal against them in the same game. We think we beat them 4-1. Cazorla was magnificent in that game. Bentner, our legend, was magnificent in that game as well. And also, the last time they were in the Premier League, we managed a 4-0 win against them. Cedric scored after 100 seconds of his debut. Aubameyang scored a couple of goals. So more of the same. Do you expect more of the same? Which one do you prefer? Are you okay with winning the game 2-1? Or do you want a convincing performance? 3-0?
I'm okay with that, but I really want a 5-0 win. I really want a 4-0, 5-0 win, like chance after chance after chance. Because we need to see Arteta's style being implemented now. He has, for me personally, he has until December to show me that he can implement his style. I think this is a good enough squad. As soon as Jurgen Klopp, as soon as Pep Guardiola came in, you saw they wanted players. I know they had a bigger budget. They had a better starting position in terms of the squad base, but you really want to see, if we're gonna press high, you want to see us do well. We want to play it out from the back. You want to see us do that well. If we're gonna play passes down the middle and link up and some one-touch football, then we need to do that well. Whatever it is we need to do, or Arteta sets us up to do, we need to do it well. And if he's gonna be a tactical manager, that's tactically rather flexible tactical manager, then he needs to show us that. If we're going to attack, for example, Norwich a certain way, but then Burnley we're going to attack them in a different way, then we want to see that. We want to see that, and we want to see players listening to instructions. You don't want to see Staka, being left behind by Reece James and banging onto top bins, and then the same mistake again. You don't want to see the same mistakes of the disorganization or the tactical mistakes that Arteta made versus Man City. And for sure, we don't want to see any refereeing mistakes, because that will come back and bite us. So
that's always been there for the last 10 years. As you say, that Chelsea game was very worrying. In that game, we allowed Lukaku 9 shots by himself. 9 shots, Lukaku by himself. In the Liverpool game,
he only scored 1.
He only scored 1. That was because of Leno.
Why?
I said that was because of Leno. Should have been.
So what? Even if he scored that header, that means 2 out of 9 shots. That's a bad return. Not a good finisher.
But we were allowing him so much space.
So obviously you don't want to see that, right?
Against Liverpool, I think he had like 1 shot or something that game with Van Dijk. But that's how to defend Lukaku.
I don't think he would have had more shots. Looking back, I don't think he would have had as many shots. I don't think we would have looked as disorganized if Gabriel had started. So anyway, let's not look back too much, in my opinion. I think
our season starts tomorrow.
Our season starts tomorrow.
Last season was the last 3 weeks has been 2021. You're now in 2022. RK says 5-0 would love that. Would absolutely love that. Like any win, I'd definitely take. We've not even celebrated a goal. Thank goodness for the Carabao Cup. It would have been like literally no goal celebrated in like months. The only goal I celebrated was Italy against England, and it wasn't my team. So that was the last time I celebrated a goal. And Saka also playing in international break. So obviously, the players are returning. The players we've been talking about, most players are returning. The likes of Thomas Partey, the likes of Tomiyasu can now make his debut and stuff. Who are you looking forward to most returning? Is it Thomas Partey? Is it Gabriel? Do you want to see Gabriel and Ben White most returning? Can't you wait for?
I'm really looking for Thomas Partey, Lokonga coming back, because I know what I can expect of Gabriel and Ben White. Tomiyasu, you don't even know if they're going to start or, if they're we still haven't seen enough of them for a full season, but we know what Partey can do, and we know what impact he can make into our midfield, and we know what Martin Odegaard, for example, can do, and when he links up with a player like Partey behind him. So hopefully, I get to see what I want to see from Partey Lokonga. You know, forward passes, hard tackles, you know, good technical ability on the ball, not losing no missed passes and wayward passes the way Xhaka likes to do them, and not playing it safe all the time. You know, actually not playing it safe most of the time, playing risky passes, forward passes. So I'm mostly looking forward to our big gun in. So come on, Tom.
So far this season, who would you say has been our best player? Even though there's nothing much to pick out from, but who would you say has been at least a player who has stood out a bit, at least in 1 or 2 games?
Wow, that's a tough one. Lokonga.
Is it that guy?
I'd say Lokonga.
Yeah,
because he's shown he can do it. You know, he's shown he can handle himself.
Yeah.
So
he'd actually be my number 2.
In my opinion, granted, Jack, as long as Lokonga is available, shouldn't be starting. So
I mean, that's what you'd think, but I'm pretty sure the moment he comes back like this, is straight into the starting lineup, and that is very, very worrying. So for me, I've thought Smith Rowe has been okay. Brentford, he looked okay. Even City is only had that one shot that we took against City. The pressing has been better from him. Even Chelsea, I think he was better than everyone else. So other players have gotten ratings of 1, 0 out of 10, but Smith Rowe has gotten like 6 out of 10 in 2 games out of the 3. So I think that has been good enough for him. So I think it's time to talk about the lineup. Before that, I want to ask you this question: Leno or Ramsdale? Who would you start?
Leno. I think let's just continue with Leno. He hasn't put a foot wrong. People actually think that he has only 1 year left on his contract. He actually has 2 years left. And Arteta likes an experienced keeper. He likes having a good backup, someone who can compete with the number 1. I don't expect Ramsdale to start for us anytime soon unless it's a cup game. So let's not get carried away. He is quite young. I think he should be in total as a package. He's probably more expensive than Leno, for example. Only a little bit, maybe because of the English tax, but yeah, let's just keep Leno, because I feel like if we bench him, it would be too harsh. He's done nothing wrong, and we're the ones who are really exposing him anyway.
Okay, let me know in the chat who would you go for, Leno or Ramsdale. So in the previous video, I put a poll talking about Arsenal or Norwich, who is going to win. Will Arsenal win by more than 2 goals, 1 goal? Let me know in the chat. We'll come to the predictions very soon. Laban says we shall beat Norwich, but it's not enough. I saw someone having a hard time saying Norwich because the W is silent. I absolutely love that name, actually. DL says clean sheet a must. I think we have to get a clean sheet with those players back.
For sure.
Laban also says, I want to know whether Tomiyasu is playing tomorrow. He'll probably play. We'll see whether Zoom will put him in his starting lineup. RK says Leno any time. So the next part of that question of the lineup is Odegaard or Smith Rowe or both. Who would you go for? Because Smith Rowe is fit.
I think I'd go with Odegaard. And I'd like to see Emil Smith Rowe benched, actually.
I mean, I've just come from saying he's been our best player this season, but I understand why, because we don't have any midweek games. Do you think he's like Pepe, for example? We'll come to your lineups.
Yeah.
It's very, very worrying. So let me just share this, and then we'll find out who Zuhum would start, who Zuhum prefers to start. So let's hope this works. So we'll start in goal with who would you prefer in goal? You've said Leno, so we will put Leno in goal. That's goalkeeper. Let's put Bernd Leno. That's 100% for Zuhum. He's going to go for Bernd Leno. So what about the left back? Which formation are you going to play first of all?
4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1.
Or 4-3-3, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Okay, 4-2-3-1. Okay, so that's it. So left back.
Left back, I'd go with Kieran Tierney, no doubt.
Kieran Tierney is your left back. Let us know in the chat who you'd go for as well as we go on. That's Tierney, 100%. He kept 2 clean sheets in a row for Scotland, by the way.
Yes.
Centre backs.
Gabriel and Ben White, no doubts. I don't want to see.
No resting Gabriel for a couple of more games, throwing straight back. Not worried about his injury.
No, he should be fine.
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry, but these are Premier League points on the table. We can't afford to play the same players that cost
Abdullah
us.
didn't play last time out though.
Yeah, I know, but they cost us points, and I don't care. I really want to see our starting center back partnership for the future. I want to see it now, and and the only way they can build relationships or build that chemistry is by playing games, not necessarily just in training, but also in game.
Okay, so that's your three defenders so far. What about right back? I mean, Tomias just got his visa the other day, his work permit, and he just came from
Got it
playing against
yesterday.
China. Yesterday, he played against
Yeah,
China all the way in Asia, like two days ago or something. He's ready to go though. So who would you start? Would you start Tomiyasu?
Tommy,
Would you
man,
go
Tommy, man. Yeah, I
straight
don't
in?
want to see Cedric. I mean, maybe there's a shout
No
for
jokes.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles, right? Considering Tommy is a bit of a risk, but Maitland-Niles can make a mistake. Is also susceptible to mistakes, just like the way Cedric and them are. So I really want to see, because this is our preferred. Um, this is probably our preferred back four, and we let go of Bellerin for a reason.
Yeah,
We wouldn't have
yeah.
let go of Bellerin should we have not brought in someone like Takehiro Tomiyasu. By the way, I was actually with Mariga and Wanyama last week on Saturday. We were shooting some content. Victor Wanyama, the former Tottenham.
Celebrities hanging out with former Tottenham players though. Hanging out with the former
Yeah,
Tottenham.
yeah. So we got to talking
Mm-hmm.
about uh, the Arsenal signings compared to the Tottenham signings, and he actually said like the Takahiro Tomiyasu signing is a very good player. He said you guys have signed a very good defender. I don't know where he's come across him, but in his opinion, he knows that's a very good defender. So yeah. Um. Okay, I think Glenn is having more unfortunate technical issues. If you guys can still hear me, then let me complete my midfield. Lokonga Party. I think Lokonga showed a lot of forward thinking, with his passing, a lot of progressive passing. And, I think with a midfield partner like Thomas Partey, a lot more experience, he can guide him along the way. And he also shows this willingness to make these passes that go between the lines, right down the middle of the central midfielders or the holding midfielders of the opposition team. So hopefully we get to see that again. And he's robust, man. He's a young guy. He's quite big for his age, and I think I think that's an exciting midfield partnership. Um, and yeah, I think he's also very technically secure. If you remember how Guendouzi was when he came in, he never really looked like he was about to lose the ball. Either you were going to foul him or he was going to progress the ball forward up the pitch. So yeah, in midfield, Thomas Partey, Lokonga, and Martin Odegaard in behind Aubameyang, and then on either side of the wings of Aubameyang rather are Bukayo Saka and Nicola Pepe. I think Nicola Pepe would enjoy playing with Martin Odegaard down the middle, and hopefully Takehiro Tomiyasu in out behind him on the right back position. So yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. What's your preferred lineup as well? I'd love to see what you guys hear. Laban Kagema says Ramsdale, not Leno. Nice, okay, interesting. Lokonga Party, of course. Saka, Pepe,
My,
Odegaard,
my
and
my network today has been as bad as Arsenal start the season. That's exactly how
that
it
is
has been. Now we are carrying on the form, but
unfortunate.
thank you again. So, what did you get? We were going to midfield. So, who would you put in midfield? Because that's
Yeah,
very
so
important.
I was just mentioning it. I think Lokonga Party for sure. First of all, I don't think we have many more options. It's either Lokonga
Yeah,
Party or Maitland Niles.
nice. Yeah,
Um, yeah, Niles is the only real option there. But even then, Arteta's shown this hesitance to play him there, and he thinks his best attribute is the fact that he's so versatile. And when he talks about versatility, it's most likely how he can play left back, he can play right wing, right back, that kind of stuff. So I think I want to see Lokonga. I think Lokonga's had a very similar impact to
okay.
what
So,
Guendouzi did um, for us when he came in. He's showing that technical security. He's showing a lot of composure on the ball, and now with someone as good as Thomas Partey next to him, I think he's gonna flourish.
yeah,
If if you're Lokonga, you're looking at your midfield partner, it's Granit Xhaka. You know Granit Xhaka is going to hold you back in some way. But you see Thomas
Yeah,
Partey, you know you're going to enjoy this game. You know, so
yeah.
hopefully it's them two, and then in midfield with them, whether he's the number
So
10 or maybe he's dropping in.
just before, do you think you're not worried about Partey's injury? Are you? It's just really a big game that everyone is playing for you.
No, we have to play in our. You know, I think it was an ankle injury. He was, you know, it's the ones that you can get from an impact. You know, remember Ruben Loftus-Cheek
Yeah,
is a
true.
6'3" kind of guy. He's huge. He's 83 kilos. If anybody falls on you with that size, you know, no matter how strong your ankle is, it's gonna rupture. So it's unfortunate, but I think he should be ready. And the thing is, even if he doesn't play the full 90, even if let him play the 60, help us secure the win, and then we can sub him on and bring on maybe Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and then mix it up. So yeah, I really want to see the Partey, Lokonga, Odegaard midfield.
Okay, so Odegaard right in front of them, and then who plays in your front three?
My front three is none other than Saka, Tierney. I think there's going to be there's a potential for a very good partnership there with Saka and Tierney. And I really want to see how Pepe's form might improve. It's going to be very interesting to see how his form might improve with the likes of Thomas Partey, Lokonga, and Odegaard creating chances for him. And then on his right back position, it's someone who's willing to move up, like Tomiyasu, you know, with a lot of pace, with a lot of recovery power, with a lot of security, a very good tackler. I think that's a very good midfield. So yeah.
So we are putting Pepe,
Yeah, Pepe, Saka.
Pepe and Saka. So are you worried about which sides they're playing in, or you're okay with whichever side?
I'm okay with whichever side, but my preference would be Pepe on the right and Saka on the left.
Okay, and then striker Lacazette was our best striker last season.
Yeah, I understand, but you know, we pay. There's a reason we pay Aubameyang £375,000 a week.
I mean, we
So
pay Kolasinac 100,000. Should he start?
nah, but there you go. I mean, he's our best striker. He's our best finisher, and hopefully, this is a team that can create chances for him. Because I feel like he's not the kind of striker like Luis Suarez or Benzema that can make their own chances, shoot from outside the box all the time and score, you know, score-headed goals. He needs someone to feed him. So I hope this is the kind of midfield that can build up in the right way to create chances, to make the spaces in between the back line for the Norwich team, and you know, put in some through balls. Odegaard will help for sure, help with that, and maybe Pepe
Yeah.
with Odegaard and Tomiyasu around him, Partey and them. Hopefully, he can improve his form as well and make a difference. Not just score a goal once in a while, but score a goal consistently. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's your starting lineup. Gabriel and Ben White as the centre backs, Tomiyasu and Tierney, Partey, Lokonga, Odegaard, Saka, Pepe, and Aubameyang. So if you see that, Zuhum, what is your match prediction?
My match prediction is a very comfortable 3-0.
Comfortable. But they really play some attacking football, Norwich. So I'm not sure we're going to keep a clean sheet. Personally, I'd go for 3-1. I think we'll concede from somewhere. That's Norwich's probable lineup, as I'm thinking they're going to field. Anyone that scares you there, or anyone that you think would have a good game there?
The only player that it really worries me is Cantwell. He's a very good player, but the rest of these guys are very much unknowns. Timo Pukki, we know a bit of him, but he didn't necessarily follow up that great run initially in 2 seasons ago when they started the season. So yeah, and Max Aaron's, you know, there was a lot of links with us, but we've already seen some of his defensive frailties, and then hopefully we can give Billy Gilmore, that Chelsea boy, a lot more problems physically with Lokonga. And so hopefully Lokonga can show that we have the best young midfielder in North London.
Okay, so here's the last start for you. The last time we faced Norwich, the last time in the Premier League, Aubameyang scored 2 goals away from home against them and 2 goals at home. So my last 2 questions from that is, one, do you think everyone usually has their favorite opponents? Do you think he can bag again another goal? And answer that one first. Do you think he can bag another goal? And number 2, who are you going to be your goal scorers for the 3 goals?
My goal scorers are Odegaard, Pepe, and Aubameyang. And I think there's a lot of strikers that just know how to play a certain kind of team. Maybe they face the same center backs for a prolonged period of time. So hopefully we get to see that again, man. Aubameyang, I really want to see a hat trick, but you never know.
Awesome, and thank you very much for coming on. It's been an up and down day. Let's hope our game is not like that tomorrow. Let's hope it's not like that. So you can follow Zuhum at Zuhum Omar on Twitter. I'll leave his link in the description. I left the link in the other video, but I'll put it right now in this other video. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to smash the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Keep staying safe. I'll be back tomorrow with the match reaction. I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.